All right, hey guys, welcome to the video. If you're new here, my name is Curtis. Today we're gonna be talking about uplifting, energizing, warm to hot weather scents that you can wear to the office. They're non-offensive, and for me, they just really, make me feel good, bring me energy, and they help me to attack the day. And if you're working in an office, you're in kind of close quarters with people, then these fragrances are perfect for that because they are non-offensive and they're very light, quite aromatic, but they're just overall very fresh and quite invigorating scents and very, very pleasant to smell in the air. Now, of course, you need to manage your sprays as you don't want to be choking people out. That's with any situation or any place that you're going. But these fragrances really are just kind of mood builders, very energizing, and like I said before, just uplifting. And I love wearing these to the office in that warm to hot weather. So let's jump into it. All right, first up from the house of 8 and Bob, we have the Original. So basically with this one, you get some citruses in the top, a light woodiness, and then you get some kind of like a floral soapiness from this fragrance. It's very elegant and sophisticated and quite gentlemanly in my opinion, but it does come off quite fresh, and it's a perfect fragrance to wear in those warmer or hotter temperatures, especially if you're in close quarters in the office. This one works a treat. And there's quite an interesting story behind this fragrance. Apparently, this used to be the fragrance that was worn by JFK. I'm not so sure on how true that is. However, if you do purchase this fragrance, not in the 30 ml bottle, but if you purchase the 100 ml bottle, it comes in really cool packaging. So basically, it's like a book that when you open the book, the fragrance is sitting inside, and then it has the story about this fragrance in that book. So the packaging is really cool. And if you're someone who also collects the packages from the fragrances or the boxes, then this is definitely one to check out for sure. But speaking about the juice, this stuff is really good. I do enjoy wearing it. You can see I've put a little dent in this fragrance. And actually, I think this is gonna be my scent for today. So I will put this one on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this one is just very uplifting to me, and it just gives me a burst of energy every time I smell it and just puts me in a good mood. I really, really love this fragrance, and it kind of almost hints slightly, or it kind of goes down the road of being a fougere in some ways, but it doesn't share those like traditional notes that a fougere would have, but it kind of hints at that ever so slightly. But yeah, this is a great fragrance, and it's definitely one to check out from the brand. So if you can, get yourself a sample of the Original by 8 and Bob. Next up from the house of Nishane, we have Wulong Cha. Man, what can I say? I love this one. This fragrance is so uplifting. I don't know, it may be because of that fresh tea note that's in here, but when you first spray this on, you get definitely kind of a bitter kind of green note that, that could be coming from the tea. But overall, it's a very citrusy, tea-based fragrance that has amazing performance, especially for a fresh fragrance. I mean, you guys know, look at the name, it's Nishane. Nishane's perform really well, and this one is one of those fragrances. You can put this fragrance on, it will last you all day at work. And for a lot of us too, it's when we're wearing fragrances to work, we want it to last all day. And so this one, when I go to work, 8 hours, 9 hours later, when I come back, I can still smell it. And this is one of those fragrances too that, you can overspray this and you're not going to offend anyone. You're really not. This one smells so pleasant and non-offensive. But yeah, like I said before, this is a heavy performer, so there's no need to overspray this fragrance as it performs really well. But yeah, this is a great one, just very energizing, and I absolutely love wearing this. this is a stunner, and it's a go-to for me. Not only when I'm wearing this fragrance to the office, but just in the spring and summertime in general, this is a banger. I mean, you can see dent, right? This is a heavy hitter. I go to this one often. I love it. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Wulong Cha by Nishane. Next up, from the house of Hermes, we have Xerjoff. Man, this one is a stunner. I think this one was released last year or the year before last. I can't remember exactly. But man, the first time I smelled this, I was just in awe, basically. Especially like for us here in Japan, we have such humid summers here, and this one comes off icy cold, even in that humidity. There's a blast of citron in here, and basically this one smells just like ice cold grapefruit juice. That's exactly what this is. Performance is quite good. I would say it's moderate performance, but this is a fresh fragrance with heavy blasts of citrus in it. So I mean, that's typical, but this is such a refreshing, energizing, and invigorating fragrance. I love wearing it every time. And again, this fragrance is so non-offensive. But when people smell it, when they smell it in the air, it just gives you a kind of like a sense of being just so fresh and clean and just cooling. It has that cooling effect, which I absolutely love about it. And you can see with this one, I've also put in quite the dent. And you can kind of like catch, a bit of that scent profile from the original Terre d'Hermes. It's in here, but the vetiver is kind of toned down for sure, and it's not so in your face. This is a very easy wear, fresh, clean, citrusy, and one that gets heavy use for me during these hotter temperatures. It makes me feel great. I love it. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Xerjoff by Hermes. All right, next up, from the house of xerjoff, we have Torino 21. So this one is just very bright, fresh, lemony, and very minty. And the scent trail that this one leaves is intoxicating. This is just sophisticated freshness in a bottle. I love it. It definitely has a slight sportiness to it, as I think this fragrance was created in reference of some tennis tournaments. Now, I'm a bit ignorant. I should have probably researched a little bit more about this, but the Torino series was created based off a tennis tournament that happened somewhere in Europe, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But it definitely has like a slight sportiness about it. But I can definitely imagine if the idea was to create a fragrance for a specific tennis tournament to give you that image, I think they captured that perfectly. Under that very hot, bright sun, you want something that's just very energizing and refreshing to kind of keep you going. That's exactly what this one is. This one works a treat. And I would say this one is a heavy compliment getter. People tend to really like this. Now, take that with a grain of salt. What works for me may not work for you. What works for you may not work for me. Compliments aren't just coming because of this fragrance. They're coming because of your overall atmosphere and vibe that you're giving off, but the fragrances just kind of help with that. But yeah, this fragrance has gotten me plenty of compliments in the past. I really love wearing it, and yeah, it's a stunner. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Torino 21 by xerjoff. And finally, back to the house of Hermes, we have H24 EDT. All right, so yeah, I have the H24 EDT and EDP versions. I tend to wear the EDP version more in the fall, in the winter time, and also the spring, but I go to the EDT in the summertime. This one, definitely, I guess gets a bit of criticism for, some people kind of think it smells like green bananas. I don't really get that vibe, but I guess I can kind of understand why people say that. But overall, this is just very very fresh, clean, soapy, with a slight metallic note. Now that metallic note is a bit sharp, but in the EDP version, that metallic note is toned down, and it's a bit more rounded. But this one is quite sharp, but it's nice, it's pleasant. Just the freshness, it's almost like laundry freshness. I really, really love this one, and it makes me feel good when I wear it. Just, you know, when you're wanting to smell fresh, clean, and you also have a bit of sophistication, this is the one to go with. This is it. It works perfectly in the workplace, and this is another one that gets compliments. People just love it. They love the way it smells, and you can pull this one off in the hotter, humid temperatures. It works a treat. Perfect for the office, and yeah, it's a stunner. I love it. The H24 series in general is great. I have tried the new H24 Herbs Vives or Vives. I sampled that one in the store. It's a lovely one. You know, maybe after I burn through the bottle of this EDT or my EDP, then I'll probably scoop that one up. But you know, if you have all three of them, it might be slightly redundant. So I kind of, at this point in my journey, I kind of want to avoid redundancy in my collection, although I do have a little bit of it. But yeah, so maybe after I finish burning through this bottle, I have put quite a good dent in it, then, you know, that might be something I'll pick up in the future. But yeah, H24, the whole series is great, but the EDT is great for those warmer temperatures. You know, again, when you just want to feel very fresh, clean, and you want a burst of energy, go with this one. It does it. So if you can, get yourself a sample of H24 EDT by Hermes. All right, guys, so that's all I have for you for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's content, and let me know down in the comment section, what fragrances do you have in your collection that just kind of make you feel energized, fresh, good, and ready to go and attack the day? I'd love to hear about them. All right, well, I hope you're staying healthy and well, and I'll see you in the next video.